Yeah, it's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that'll be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't treated like Virgil. Cause when I write raps, it's beyond your price tag. He's a waste of man.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. Woo! We are back, and I am hyped. It is I. You already know who I am. Mike Knoxxx. Indeed, I spell my name with 3 X's. Because, like, just wrestling fans, they hate all the time, but not really. I'm really hardcore. You already know where it is. You already know where to find it. This is the Round the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx. And the Z is Silent podcast. Y'all saw how he let me get all my out the way? So let me do what I got to do for my man here. Because only people I mess with get introduced like this. Let my right-hand man tell you who he is. Get him, Moose.
Hey, what up? You know what? I think y'all know my name by now, but we're just going to start off with Big Champ in the chat, Big Kifk in the chat, a.k.a. WWE Head Coffee Pourer, a.k.a. The Z is Silent, a.k.a. Yo Mama's favorite daddy.
Listen, man, a lot of things to talk about today, but only one thing that matters most. That's this past weekend of WWE's Money in the Bank match. I'm going to say some things about this, Dice. We're going to give our grade out, our belt grade out for this show as well. And I'll tell you this. The matches I thought would not be good were good, and the matches I thought would be good were just okay. Right? So, we got the return of John Cena. That shocked the world. Not really. We knew he was coming, but we didn't know when. We all thought when it was coming, but we got it last night. And the best part about getting it last night was now Fox is calling it the Summer of Cena. And if you have not seen what took place last night, well, there's some things that took place after it went off the air. I was able to clip this from somebody, so it ain't mine, but it's mine now. This is the barbershop. We be right.
Cena, 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 Cena.
So weird, because I'm used to you guys telling me how much I suck. Man, this feels pretty good. I see this dude's sign over here. It says if Cena shows up, we cheer. Is this like Bizarro World? What's going on? Tonight I just wanted to come out here and let Roman Reigns know that I was back, and I certainly wanted to come out here and let all of you know that I'm back. And I promise you, this is not a one night only, but what's special to me is that this is the
he's the only
first
person that
night.
sees that video. I don't think that he knows that the video's not playing. There's no video.
As always, I want to thank all the WWE superstars for putting their lives and their bodies.
Are you telling me there's no video?
There's no video.
I'm watching the whole damn thing.
Yes, exactly. But the browser thing popped up and said there was no like video in the browser. Like I couldn't see the video.
That's
and there was
horrible.
a little thing.
Well, anyway, the man said he was coming back. Shit, technical difficulty. That ain't my damn fault. Shit, we gonna matriculate this show down the road. So moving into this, you already hear what that is. That means let's talk about it. If Cena came back, let's just tell you how Cena came back and why he came back. And we're going to bring it to that point right now. But that was the main event of the evening. No, it's not those two. Don't see y'all are grown-ass men talking about Space Jam's comparisons. Y'all should stop that mess. Okay? Stop it. Okay? But we're going to talk about last night and what took place in this main event. Edge looked good. Edge came out. We knew this was going to happen. Hey, Kurt beat Captain. I told you. And I don't like saying I told you. And you're going to hear Dice say today, I told you a lot about things that happened in this night. But here it is. This man had a good match last night. Did old Roman Reigns. Did old Edge, the execution. And then all of a sudden, because all of a sudden things be happening to like this guy like all the time, right? It's like, can Edge get over? Like y'all said, Edge was here for one reason and one reason only, right? It was a runoff. That was all he came back for, right? He was gonna have one program and then just cease to say, I don't want to be there no more. Well, that didn't happen because Seth freaking Rollins, white Jesus, himself came back and interfered in this match. And it was some great stuff there in that ring that we are not going to show you. But you can go to YouTube and find out wherever you want to find them at. But you saw it if you didn't see it live. And between him and Roman as well, talking about Seth, that is, Dice, your take when you see your top three, God, you knew he wasn't winning either. So you were just ready for the next program as well. And this is happening. Seth versus Edge. Talk to the people.
This is a culmination of a culmination of what happened 2014, 7 years ago. Yeah. When Seth had his foot on Edge's neck. And remember, Edge would come back and do, the little interviews and segments, and people would threaten to break his freaking neck. And Seth had his foot. He was ready to curb stomp him. And curb stomps back then in 2014 was popping. Like they was like RKOs. Like they was popping in 2014.
Right.
So he had a little bit of compassion for him, and he didn't let him get it. And they kind of been referencing that over Twitter and everything. So I'm all for this. And Edge is back to go out on his terms. So if that means putting over some of the talent that we have to see now, that's fine. I'm pretty sure that he will get he'll get a title reign before he goes. He signed a multi-year contract, so it's okay. Just because he was loved then,
yeah,
and he's still loved now, but there's somebody else at the top. And the only thing that we want to see take him down, one or two people for me, it's got to be Big E. Or
my bad.
No,
I thought you was going there. I got that picture too. I just thought that's where you were going first because that's where I let it. And you didn't. I guess I messed it up.
For me, it's got to be Big E, or it's got to be Mr. Hollywood himself.
Okay, so it's not going to be Big E because it's sometimes when the shit sticks that the fans be saying, the shit sticks, right? And it's like he's going through all of New Day. Right? I don't want that.
Who's going through all of New Day?
Bobby Lashley. Right? So I think he goes to Raw to defend New Day. And that's where you maybe get a heel turn from one of the other two members of the New Day. I don't know. I'm just throwing some shit.
I think he stays to prove Paul Heyman wrong.
Okay, well, proving Paul Heyman wrong would be what exactly, though? But that's not going to Paul Heyman's guy. That could be going after the other guy. It's the almighty Bobby Lashley. I mean, I know it's not the head of the table.
But think about what Paul Heyman has said to him and what others have said to Big E. If you want to be great, you need to separate yourself as a singles competitor. He's the only person who has not separated himself completely from that forcefully. He got forcefully separated from it, right? Kofi just kind of elevated just by the storyline and just being in the title picture. But Big E has never been in the title picture. The Intercontinental Championship run, more so forgettable to me. But what we really want to see is what Paul Heyman tried to dig out of him on Talking Smack. I think
it could be a lot of things, though. Like, I don't think that necessarily, only because Talking Smack has only delivered us two great things that actually transpired in the ring from Talking Smack. So every time I see something great on Talking Smack, it's like all those dudes that just go pay to get laid and then she takes their money. It never comes to fruition. So I got to move on from that. I don't think that can happen. I think he's going straight to Raw, and I think that's what's going to happen. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Scott, Tom's, everybody checking in. Listen, if your Peacock didn't work for the last 2 matches, then brother, you didn't leave the app and restart the app. Because all you gotta do is leave the app and restart the app. And then I ask everybody this question, and most of us who I'm talking to can just say yes to this. Do you have more than one way to watch wrestling? As soon as it happened, we said, boom, didn't lose a beat. Within 5 minutes, it was back on the cock. Okay, so I love that name. I know people don't like when I say it, but I like that name. All right, it was back on the cock, and then all of a sudden, I was back in. So I'm sorry, and then y'all saw my post. If you didn't, I repeat myself. I am not going to blame WWE for that. That ain't WWE's fault, y'all. it just isn't. But moving on from that, you said Big E cashes in on Lashley, reunites the New Day. And see, Scott says that too, but I don't want that to happen, but it just seems like that's going to happen. You know what I mean? So. That's all. But I do see that's what's going to happen tonight, as a matter of fact, because Cena coming back, who we talked about, we came a little early with it, right? We saw him come out. Like I said, what you did not hear was Cena saying, this is not a runoff. That this is, he didn't echo what the commercial now from Fox is saying, which I always say, throw that in with a little extra, hot sauce on my burrito, baby, if you need to. They're calling it the summer of Cena. What does that mean? Exactly, right? That's how Fox is advertising. But last night on microphone, he said, this is not a one-off. I am here to stay. And Scott, in that movie, he spelled Jacob with a K. Throws me off, too. He spells Jacob with a K. It's Jacob Toretto, or Tomato, or Toretto, or Torato, whatever you want to say it. But with that being said, the other match that took place from this, though, like I said, Seth and Edge is going to happen. It's going to be explosive. Can't wait to see it, Dice. And we're going to see tonight. Hopefully, you're right. You get what you want. I always say, I have no winning this battle. I can see it going either way and don't care either way because Roman is still the head of the table. And yes, I have this shirt on and I went digging through the crates because the head of the table is about to get that torch pass because John Cena's going to lose to the head of the table. Let that be said right now. Let it be stricken. Where's the gavel? Moving on to the next subject. Dice. People, as we talked about Big E getting that title work, there it is. That was Big E celebrating with the people. Big E is the new Money in the Bank champion. So we just discussed a little bit and small ones. And the fans being back last night was ridiculous. But this match, which I thought we had no interest in, Dice, we were like, and that was almost really the consensus around everybody else. And I'm glad that I tried to tell everybody that y'all girl wasn't winning that match. We'll talk about that other ladder match after this one. But everybody thought that would be the bigger one. Someone would come back and this would not be. This was probably match of the night. And old boy Ricochet, I love how it's the Olympics time, which means we're going to take this gold over in Tokyo. These African-American athletes be doing some phenomenal things around ladders and Royal Rumbles. Because that's all they get is a moment, but they don't win them all. But something happened to old Drew, I stick my stick in the Rock McIntyre last night, the old chosen one. Your boy, did they try to hinder Jinder, or did Jinder get able to get back on the
listen, you know the slogan. You know what they tell it on Twitter. You can't hinder Jinder. Don't try it. You just can't do it. I called this. I called this plenty of times, but I didn't say it on air. But I said it off air that this would happen. They want that match to happen, and I thought
you called this a couple weeks ago. No bullshit.
I did call. I called it a couple weeks ago.
You said it. You didn't say maybe off air. You definitely called in the ladder match and the Money in the Bank. But you said on show that it was going to be Jinder and stopping him from getting that briefcase. So
if he didn't, I said if he still had the belt, he was going to cause him to lose the belt, or if he was in the running for the belt, he was going to cause him to no longer be in it. And God damn it, I'm better than the dirt sheets. Listen to your boy.
Hashtag death to dirt sheets. Not yet, Scott. It has to be a moment. It has to be organic when she comes about.
And hashtag fuck Dave Meltzer, because we didn't say fuck Dave Meltzer last week.
Yes, well, hell, we did. Dave. Fuck you, Dave.
Did we?
Yeah, we always say
fuck you, Dave. Tell him
Fuck
Dice
you,
said it.
Dave.
I don't give a hot shit.
At me, bro. Get there. All right. Push up chapstick. Was it? I love that, John. Push up chapstick. Listen. So Big E, he's just out to get slaughtered in this. I mean, he wins this Money in the Bank, but I don't see him cashing in. But here's the thing: would I be completely mad? Here's why I say this, Dice. You say you want to see him go against the Tribal Chief. They're not going to let him beat Roman Reigns, but they'll let him beat the Almighty. Mr. Lopez calls him the He-Man Lashley. He does kind of like a He-Man figure, like to the T. Okay, so the Almighty Bobby Lashley, can be beaten by Big E, and I think that's the way to go.
Makes sense. It makes sense, but why does this have to be immediately? Let's not forget, he gets to hold this briefcase until next Money in the Bank.
True. Now, speaking about him and holding the briefcase, don't the just ones sneak the advantage?
No, they don't. There's only been 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
3 people to let their opponent be known that they are cashing in money.
I think Big E has that kind of approach. Now, if he doesn't, I want to see Big E as a heel.
If he does not do the notable thing, or noble, that's what we go, noble thing, then it will be the hell. The
noble thing to do is to go to his friend's defense tonight on Monday Night Raw in front of fans. Oh, you know what's going to happen. They all got
it's going to have to. We get to see the new Raw set. We saw Kofi's Skeletor outfit. Yeah, so
now we got to see what's coming from Xavier.
We getting John Cena to start off Raw. We got to have
Cena starting off Raw. Was that reported?
That's what he said. That's what he said. He said he's not waiting until Friday to explain why he's back. So
I didn't hear that in that one I stole. It wasn't mine. I stole it, and y'all didn't even get to see it. So we had technical difficulties brought to you by the barbershop. But go ahead.
Raw has to make. They have to keep up with SmackDown and Money in the Bank. They have to. Friday was, I said it last night, Friday was one of the best wrestling programs that I have watched, top to bottom.
SmackDown, yes.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Yes.
SmackDown was one of the best that I've ever seen. And the Money in the Bank was really, really good. I expect Monday Night Raw to keep that momentum going. If they don't,
I like that one.
Something's wrong.
Listen, check this out. So moving on in this Money in the Bank, because we see it's going to happen tonight, is what I think, was the craziest, the boringest, the unexpected of the females Money in the Bank match. All the hyperbole for Becky Lynch trolled you guys again. When I say you people, you know who you people are, right? Sorry, Tamina's not in this picture right here because, they just threw her in there on Friday. But boom, Tamina's in there too. Nobody comes back surprised. No Sasha Banks. No Becky Lynch. No Tori Storm or anybody.
Tony Storm has already been set to debut this Friday.
That's I know that, but I'm just saying, in front of I'm just throwing the shit that sticks, So, boom, we get this. Alexa Bliss, I thought, could win this because she tried to bring the briefcase down with her powers. And say what the fuck you want to say. I don't care. I thought that was cool as shit. That she tried to go bring the joint down with the powers.
That was great.
All of that. But your winner, almost a superhero, not
Nikki
quite
thick
yet.
ass.
Nikki
thick ass.
That's what y'all call her. So your thoughts of the women's Money in the Bank?
You know what? I'm so pissed off that this version of Nikki Cross is what is getting over. Not the Sanity version. Not even after Sanity.
I hate the Sanity version.
What? I hated
Sanity version. We get that too much with females in those kind of groups. I'm sorry. I just think of the girl from the Edge of Society. The CM Punk's group.
Dweebs?
The CM Punk's group.
The Dweebs lady, whatever her name is.
Yeah, with the boy, they cut her hair. Yeah.
Sanaya Dweeb.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, whatever. Yeah, sorry. No disrespect towards it. We just forgot your name. You know what I mean? Yeah. You did a good job. But your thoughts, though?
I mean, I apparently people are really loving this from her, so I'm okay with it. I think it's a bit too soon. Like this just happened less than a month. Well, probably just about a month.
Listen, I'm a Boo Goldberg from home
show,
too.
I really thought that Liv could have won it. Just by the way they hyped her on the kickoff show, and I'm like, well, maybe it might be her time. And you like, she's pretty, she's got a body, she's getting better talking. I felt like, okay, they'll give her the briefcase, and then they'll let her, develop those weakened skills a little bit. And then when they feel like she can be like, because Carmella didn't have that skill. She didn't have everything perfected, but they let her, hold on to the briefcase for a time being until they felt like she was acceptable enough. So I felt like they probably would have did that with Liv Morgan, but they gave it.
That's what I say, Dennis. I listen, the fact that every internet, smart, I don't know what the fuck you call them. People I don't get along with, right? That thought she was going to win. I was just like, okay, she's not. Why?
It's not. Listen,
I don't even see why people. I'm not going to defend her because to me she's always been a ripoff of Alexa Bliss.
I gotta pick.
She started the Harley Quinn stuff first, to be real, and then Alexa stole it from her.
I gotta pick your statement apart because that's not a Mart or a fan thing. That's what WWE is presenting to us. Like, remember, like in the late 90s, right? Remember in the late 90s, they used to have a formula, right? They used to have the formula. You used to be able to pick it apart before the pay-per-view on the Go Home Raw. Whoever was standing tall,
you knew the other person
went over in the pay-per-view. Right?
Or so, they learned how to switch it, but I get what you're saying. But no, okay.
It was like my apologies. Things like whoever was heavily
I knew because of that. Because of that, I was like, no way. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't think she's done anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. I thought she was the last person. And I have it against the girl. Actually, I think she's come a long way. I'm just not a fan of her. And no disrespect, Liv Morgan, not that good at anything. Well, he said I think she's a beautiful woman, so she's good at that. Okay, she's good at that, and people seem to like her. You know what I mean? But she's just not for me. So Money in the Bank, what she does, and shout out to Kurt B. Kappen. Check out his gaming channel because he mentioned last night on We Watch All Together, and I mentioned the fact of husband gets fired, she gets the push. How this is for them, and how it's the same way that Otis got it last year with boy got fired and Otis won it. Kind of same way. So just want to get that out there because he got in touch with us. But you know what, Dodo? The pre-show happened that we didn't talk about. You know what happened on the pre-show? Them bulls right there. Yes, I'm gonna quote it. WWE. Where what was the word? What was the quote? WWE. Where irresponsible alcoholic gets rewarded. Alcoholism gets rewarded. Well, alcoholism already is irresponsible. So therefore, fuck it. I agree. Oh, well, so what? Just because you got drunk. Drinking is a drink. Yeah, let me get off the picture so you can see you. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Drinking is legal in this country.
And
so
give me some Termina for the bloodline.
Gotta get it for the bloodline. You see it? There it is. The bloodline, they got all them blue belts. And I bet ain't none of them got blue balls. Okay? This brother man, sit here and pour the drink. And I am waiting. I just finished my bottle today. And just go ahead and hurry up and drink it then.
Go ahead, support the bloodline.
And a good match against the Mysterios, which later on came back in the main event to interfered and, stopped them from getting involved where Edge got on one and that allowed, Seth Rollins to have the one-on-one. So, and a good match for what it's worth. But the Usos, again, the bloodline gets those belts. Everybody, that was going to happen. But, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. Because I didn't want this to happen. I said, nah, it's not needed. It's not needed at all. But just for the benefit of those with flash photography, your new 7-time greatest women's wrestler.
a little confused. She's 7-time Raw champ?
Of all the times! Yes, 7 times Raw champion, women's champion. There it is. Okay. There she go again. Now, listen, for what it's worth, these fans, they cheered it. Everything last night, the fans cheered. All right? I didn't think she should have beat the vivacious Rhea Ripley, the ravishing Rhea Ripley, but she did. Don't know why. Didn't like it. The match was good. I didn't like it. Charlotte didn't need it, but Charlotte got it. From the fans, they cheered. Your thoughts about that, Bucket?
First and foremost, I am disgusted that they would even allow this catastrophe of events that happened to the delicious Rhea Ripley, who was down with the brown, and I am down with that. But why the fuck did you take it off of her? For what? When Charlotte has the belt, and she's like chased, it's very boring to me. I want her to be the chaser. No alcohol involved. I want her to be the chaser, not the chasee.
First of all, let me just put a lot of holes in your Swiss and your cheese of your soliloquy when you're talking about the queen. Okay? The queen is better as not the antagonist. I mean, as the protagonist. She is better as champion. Because they all come for the queen and fall short at her feet. And she puts up better promos because you can't talk the talk and walk the walk if you don't have the belt. So it's always better when they take it from her because nobody really likes Charlotte except for those who really like Charlotte.
The only thing that will make this make sense. Make it make sense.
Well, what makes it don't make sense?
The only thing that will make this make sense is we better get some goddamn hot mom Becky Lynch up in this BIH. That's it.
Okay, there it is.
That's the only thing that
Would you rather have seen Becky Lynch against Rhea Ripley? How about that? Would you rather have seen that? Okay. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that. And it's new. And it's new.
Rhea might want her get back. She might want her to spin the block. She might want to spin the block. And Becky going to come to this bitch like, nah, ho, you lost.
Turn this into a triple threat. I hope not. I hope they don't turn this into a triple threat. That would be shitty.
What kind of Raw versus SmackDown storylines do y'all think is going to happen?
Did I just say the same thing his brother just wrote? That's crazy. I would just say, boom, the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. All right, listen. So, listen. I don't like it. I can't even defend it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't defend Charlotte winning. When it happened, you didn't hear me yell. You heard me celebrate with my kids, right? You heard me celebrate with my kids. Hey, kids, come to the window, to the walls. We ain't going to let the rest of that come out, y'all, draws. Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all the times. And he'll drink to that. So, again, I didn't like it, but she won. And it has to be Becky Lynch. I definitely will agree with you with that. It has to be Becky Lynch. Anything else would just be uncivilized. Jimmy's career ain't even more smart. Listen, I'm not saying that. I'm going to do this with everybody, Emmanuel. I'm against everybody.
It's irresponsible because he got caught.
I'm glad they drink my drink first.
You know what? Right now, I got, you know what? Because I'm down with the funky shit.
No,
I'm down since day one-ish, right? Y'all need to stop doing.
It is.
Stop looking at this goddamn Uso man like y'all ain't never made a motherfucking mistake in your life and like you ain't never done it again and again. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people in here that didn't cheat it. And you kept cheating. Maybe not on the same girl, but you kept cheating. You knew the outcome if you got caught. Yeah. Everybody knows the outcome. They get caught. You heard what Shaggy told that man in 2000. He said he got caught cheating with his girl
on the corner.
And the best option that Shaggy told his man was to tell her, the girlfriend that you got that lives with you and that has a key to your house, tell her it wasn't you. That's what Jimmy, it wasn't me. And you know what? It doesn't matter if it was him. The best thing that happened is the fact that he did get in this trouble because they called his ass out on national television. What is more embarrassing than getting called out on fucking national television and being the butt of a joke? You're getting embarrassed. Your brand as a singles competitor is now
he has not had on a merchandise shirt since.
They got rid of Nobody's Bitch pretty quick.
It's still available for. I don't think I find it. I didn't get a chance to get it. It's. I was gonna say that as well. Like that's my thing. Is like I try not to be that guy that throws that out there. Like it's not our spot to say, and then because to me it comes off as hate.
Emmanuel, let me ask you this.
What question? You had another question?
People at the very bottom. People in
we had a question before that, but okay.
In social media and the spotlight. Do you want your people to be? You want the people that your kids or whoever the young people follow? Do you want them to seem more authentic, or do you want them to seem like they're untouchable? Because I feel like there's a sense of I want my people that I look forward to seeing or to following on Instagram or whatever. I want to see them fail. I want to see them, fail, but I want to see them to slip. You take a step back, take 2 steps forward, take 3 steps back, take 5 steps forward. You're going to see them, make mistakes, right? LeBron didn't come out and knew how to win immediately. He got his ass whooped a couple times. He had to fall back. Oh God. He had to fall back, and then he had to get help from Dwayne Wade, who showed him how to become a champion. So I'm cool with that. It's just that somebody has to sit Jimmy down and explain to him if sitting on the sideline and watching Jay become main event Uso wasn't enough for him. Somebody has to pull him to the side and understand that you have arguably one of the greatest storylines that is coming out of professional wrestling that's possibly could last for the next year or 2 years.
Blind tag, though. That's what I think that most of the fans are kind of saying is that they turned a blind eye to that dilemma, that the company cares about the storylines more important than getting the kids some help. You know what I mean?
Two words are too sweet.
That's why I go.
2 words are too sweet. Does The Rock have influence on what happens to Jimmy? Yes or no? Do you think so?
Say it one more time.
The rumor is that he got a slap on the wrist because they're already invested on the main event for Rock versus Roman, so they're not going to do anything to Jimmy.
Well, I would say I would too sweet that, although, you know what I mean, but only because, again, it makes sense, and it's where I'm going, where I think a lot of fans are saying, and speaking for them, when they get on the alcoholism and it getting passed over, it's because that is the future. And like that's makes you so it's just the summer scene. A Cena to me is a torch that's going to be passed, and they keep trying to pass this torch, and now he's getting it differently. They've already passed the torch to Roman several times. Y'all just getting it repackaged. Now y'all liking it because it's your way finally, or something you could grab onto and you can enjoy finally. But overall, I think that makes sense. I would think The Rock would have influence on anybody in his family that's at least in the business if he has something to say to them. Give him a chance. That's why people say that your girl Nia Jax has had so many chances through her injury issues.
So there's two rumored WrestleMania. I never said it wasn't authentic. What I'm saying is, how many times you do some wrongful shit at work and your ass should have been fired, but whoever was over top of you kind of turned a blind eye. Your ass is still getting that paycheck, but you want this man to no longer get his paycheck, or you want him to have some sort of punishment. It's okay. Like, who's to say that he didn't get punished backstage? Who's to say that?
There's no shirts on them. What I mean? I'm being honest. And it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but I know I've seen them several times. They're in just black shirts and black. And I know that, to us, we could say, that's an ancillary thing, but it's not. It's a big thing. You're not getting that bonus that makes the difference for you out there. I just used the word. Yeah. Moving on.
They got relegated to the kickoff show.
Got to the kickoff show. Right.
So they probably didn't get them pay-per-view royalties.
May not be. But those are the things that happen. And this pay-per-view overall, let's go ahead and grade this pay-per-view, but not just quite fast. I don't want to do nothing disrespectful and not give the credit to this tag team.
I was about this. Hey, you ain't gonna sit up there and talk about the phenomenal one. See you? Come on now.
Well, there it is. The champion almost keeps surprising me every time I see the kid. But
you know what? I keep mispronouncing this motherfucker's name.
I thought it was almost
Omos.
Omos. Shit, there it is. Omos.
I can't read the shit right. When I hear it, I can say it back, but I can't read the shit right. Omos. All right, let's remember that. Omos.
That was for you, Emmanuel. I knew you would get that. Omos is terrible. Well, you're terrible for saying that. Can you? I'm just saying what to teach on. You know what I mean? Like,
why is he terrible? I need more.
Like my man Jason said,
why is this man terrible?
Campbell said that he didn't like Black Widow. He thought it would be better, rather. And I thought Black Widow was way good, like extraordinary good. Like their spy movies are good, and they know their lane in that elm, and I love it. But hey, some people didn't like it, some people do. But he says he's terrible. Like you said, like to explain when he comes up, we'll find out. But your boy, they did win that match, and that match was good. Like I said, he keeps surprising me. Okay, and then people ask a question about why you get rid of Braun Strowman. Why you get rid of Braun Strowman? Last time I checked, there wasn't many of us out there random shirts. I bought one. Did you? Okay, so and then the man was making upwards of like almost $3 million, $2 million, $2.5 million a year, right? You get rid of him, you're paying. Damn, what's his damn name again? Omos. Omos.
Calling this motherfucker almost.
And Mr. and Dabadoo, sock in the shoe, and all that other good stuff. Probably $1 million, maybe 1.3 million combined. So
listen, I said this shit a month and a half.
Somebody said he's boring. Omos is boring. Hey, that's yay.
He doesn't need to be exciting. AJ is the one. AJ is the mouthpiece. I mean, let's think about it. Kane and X-Pac, right? Because this is the best comparison I can do right now off the top of the head, right?
I don't see that one.
X-Pac had the better mouthpiece. Kane was shit on the mic. Kane didn't need to do much. He just tossed around X-Pac. He tossed around X-Pac on the people. Choke slam a motherfucker and you're good. Like, let's stop acting like everybody has to be a fucking athlete, a collegiate athlete to survive in professional wrestling.
But I would challenge that and say that I've seen him do some athletic things that shock me. It's why I never give no giant taller than like
Omos is a collegiate athlete. He is a collegiate athlete.
So he played ball. I'm just saying. But and I don't and Mr. Lopez and again everyone's entitled their own and aka a Diesel reference or leading to that breakup. I don't see that in the sense of that wouldn't be a good match for me to see. You know what I mean? And I don't Omos, I said his name right, versus AJ. And I know AJ can go with anybody. But I just don't. I don't see that. I think if that happens down the line, hey, I mean, it's the story was written. The story was written, but that's so far away.
Breaks up. Why do they have to go against each other? Why? It doesn't. Clearly, AJ is going to get back. He's going to get back in the main event scene.
He is better than the great Khali.
Definitely is better than Khali.
I think he's better than Chess. But
until they lose those belts, the Viking Raiders probably will be the ones to take it off of them. It's just not now.
I don't know about that. I want Johnny Drip.
You keep this team rolling, and you let AJ put a team over during SummerSlam, and that closes that chapter for tag title, and he can go.
I'm with that. They're acting like he's the. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like I've seen the guy move. That's what I was alluding to. Like. Unless you're like as tall as like even Taker to me is a little bit too tall, right? Like to me, the highest you go is where you are with like how tall is Drew McIntyre? 6'6", 6'5", something like that. Like so
7.
So once you get to above that, to me, I do question all their athleticism and how they move because it's been way too many people who just are trash and get hurt all the time trying to do things like that. What's the one boy with the Puerto Rican bull that came up and now is gone? You know, he went with Miz and who got Miz hurt in the damn zombie match. What's their name? With Bad Bunny. I'm never going to say his name. There it is. Say it for me.
Damian Priest.
There it is. All right. So, I mean.
Well, it looks like he's in a new situation with Sheamus right now. So.
Oh, and I'm going to go back. Anyone that asked that question about Bray Wyatt. Where's Bray Wyatt? Listen, I'm not a guy who is one who holds on to grief, okay? But I have been around people and know people who deal with depression, okay? So that was the that was the too sweet or the suck it. Do you want to too sweet that? Meaning you believe it to be true, or you want to say it's suck it, that's not the reason that he's out. I'm leaning towards, and I'm going to too sweet it for me, that's why he's out. He's dealing with, that was the rumor, that he was dealing with a heavy loss of his friend, okay? And so he hasn't come back from that. And whether that's to be the truth or not, I don't know. I would too sweet it though, Dice. Your thoughts?
I'm you know what? I'm 50-50 on it.
Okay.
For the simple fact that well, first and foremost, depression is not it's not anything to be joked about or laughed about, but especially when it comes in a death situation. Now you lose your girl, get the fuck over the shit.
Yeah.
It happens. People come and go every day.
Well, wife or girl? There's a difference.
Wife is, if it's your fault and it's your wife, then you fucked it up. You fucked up the church's money. I can't feel sorry for you. Now, if she did some shady shit to you, you lost her. Okay, I get it. Everybody deserves happiness. Everybody deserves a full whole heart. But depression is it's a whole nother monster that can consume you. And when you have something that is of the ilk of death, and this is somebody that was on a road with him for like 7 years. They was rolling together like the same way that him and Big E and Xavier, they were really good friends with Luke. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that definitely affected them, but it probably didn't affect them the way that it affected Bray, because Bray was in those meetings getting those ideas from
he wasn't in the shape that Vince wanted him to when he came back too. So it was also that, but I don't think it's more of a punishment. And but also the part two of that question though, and that's the question everybody have to ask. Christopher Epps asks all the time about how he keeps getting to these levels and then gets taken it back from him. Right? You think Bray's going to get over, he doesn't. And so that I can never answer. I thought, and I would agree that Bray should have been over and haven't gotten all the way over. But overall,
there's backstage things that happen that we don't know about, that fucking Dave Meltzer, fuck you, Dave, that he doesn't fucking know about. So there are underlying issues that we don't know about. So he could be very over, but he might fuck up the church's money. He might fuck up his own money.
I know that he's in charge of a lot. I know that he has more creative control than most.
He has complete creative control over that belt, over both of those masks, because his other mask, the burnt mask, was created like right after he debuted the Fiend, because the guy blabbed about it. It was like, yeah, we got another mask in the works too. Like, so he has a lot of control. Now, does he? The question remains, like, is he really doing all he can to get himself over, or is he rubbing the wrong people the wrong way? Like, y'all can't keep putting this shit on WWE all the time. I am the head WWE coffee pourer. Well, and I will defend this shit, because y'all got to stop with the bullshit.
You keep the fact. Listen, I don't know about none of that. I do know what I do know, and that's the fact. I'm just saying. I won't say the fact. That's be logical with me. Just be logical. No, I'm the most logical one, the most logical wrestling fans there is out here. But my thing is, and I've always said that too, is that it's always can go both ways on what they do. We don't, and those are things we don't know behind closed doors and why people get releasing those things. But I would just say it has to be something big why he's not there. And the thing with Keith Lee, the second that, and then move on from that, is that he caught that COVID at the wrong time. It was health issues, and it was something else underlying that was going on with him health wise as well. So we will find it out. But we do have new champions from last night, and that is Charlotte Flair, the greatest women's wrestler of all time, with a large fry. Big E wins Money in the Bank. Oh wow, Seth Rollins through the table. I'm sorry, through the ladder. That was insane. This RKO off the ladder. Matt Riddle. To me, match of the night by far is this. Again, there goes Charlotte in all her glory. We got another Money in the Bank winner here, and Nikki Ash. John Cena returns to go against the head of the table. You say he addresses the crowd tonight. Overall, Dice, what is your grade for WWE Money in the Bank? Your belt grade?
I am gonna go with.
It doesn't matter much. No, I was just waiting to been doing that. That's all. It was perfect.
You're an asshole.
God, that was so perfect.
Oh, Big E was on Sports Nation. I did not see that today when I was on lunch. Oh, wow.
I was the eye doctor, y'all. I need to wear glasses. I got like a stigmatism. What the stigmatism? Come on now.
I'm going to go with
bring it
4.5.
Woo.
That's a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
4.5.
What belt you gonna give it now?
Stone Cold.
Damn. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna stop. You just say Stone Cold. Now it's got to be.
What's that? What do they call it? The Globe Belt? Is that the Globe Belt from '99?
Oh, you're talking about the Big Eagle.
Big Eagle? I thought, okay, yeah, that's Big Eagle. Yeah, I'm going with 4.5 Stone Cold Big Eagle championships. Why? What was wrong with this?
You talking about when he beat after he beat Michaels, he was delivered the big one, right? The one that like
no. I'm just saying, what was wrong with this pay-per-view to not be worthy of 4.5?
For sure, so I don't feel like an idiot. So was it the regular Big Eagle belt or the one that Triple H had? Okay.
No, the big circle one, not the one.
Circle. That's what I thought. The one they gave Ron person over them. Yeah, they called it the Big Eagle.
Yeah, that one. Okay, I like that belt.
You know, it's one of my favorite belts of all time, by the way. Yeah, that's really one of my favorite belts of all time. Why the reason I don't have it? Well, I do. Listen, this pay-per-view. Damn. That's a big score because I love that belt. And here's how we grade it for those who are new to the program, know how we do it. So we take the score 1 between 5, and I grade them by titles. So for instance, I gave Space Jams. Don't get mad at me, Dice. Again, it's not a movie for kids. My kids would have gave Space Jams 5 out of 5 John Cena title belts. Okay. I gave Space Jams a 2 out of 5 Zack Ryder internet championships. I did. Okay. The sneakers that he wore were amazing, and I've never wanted LeBrons in my life. I want them. And I thought when it went off was the best thing because I got to hear that song. I never liked the Lil Baby song, but that Lil Baby and Kurt Franklin song knocks. But real quick, I want to stop you there to answer Mad Dog. Mad Dog, the reason why the fans chanted for Becky is poorly circulated rumors, like dirt sheets. These people. She did it herself. She also posted. She tweeted like, "Yo, these ladders and kicking somebody off a ladder and see you tonight." She said those things. That's why I said she's been trolling them, so they know this. Yes, the social media network. Who is one of the biggest trollers in wrestling history? And I don't see what getting married has to do with anything. Jericho knows how to troll people. He knows how to get them riled up and get under their skin. Another one, CM Punk. He's a good troller. CM Punk been trolling us for 8 years. Let it go. The champ is here. The champ is back. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead with your bell, Gray. I just had to answer Mad Dog. My bad. You can't see him. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5, not 4.5 out of 5, because I did thought some of the matches were that I didn't like the females Money in the Bank match. I didn't like the winner of the females Money in the Bank match. I didn't think that Charlotte should have won. I love her. I'll give her all the high praise in the world. This was not her time. And I still believe against you that she's better as a champion because people want to see her get knocked off. Right. So, but if you wanted to have Rhea Ripley get over before the pandemic, you waited for the fans to come back from the pandemic. You said on Friday night, where the hell have you been? And then the fans are there to see her get over at a pretty hype show. And she doesn't, and Charlotte wins. I have to knock that away from that. I have to also, but pretty much there. I love the end, and I love everything we thought would happen with Edge coming out. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to score because Cena just came back. Just got me hype again. John Cena, John Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady Cena has returned to the homeland. And if you heard the pop in that building, which I didn't, but I heard it on my TV, or the pop in my house, because my son went ape shit. Okay, for that annoying. Listen, 4 out of 5. I'm installing. I'm gonna give it my undisputed title. I love that belt. You know I love that belt. It's my first title. Brock Lesnar made it famous. Undertaker had it with him. I think the second most with him. And then also JBL had it and wore it proudly before Cena came and changed it. But that undisputed title, no, that's wrong. Yeah, I'm on the wrong title here. Well, JBL did have it though. But anyway, that's where I give it. I thought it was a really great pay-per-view. And that leads us into tonight.
I thought it was great.
that leads us into tonight. The crowd is wonderful, yo. The crowd being back alone is insane. I like that grade right there. 4.5 Rock title. That Brahma Bull. Hold on, you say Rock title. I want to know just for me being a Belt King, and Belt Kings will be back. I think in the next week or two. Me and Corey, my kicks are my fix on all his Instagram, Twitter, whatever post, wherever you can find them at. The Rock title, like Rock title runs, or the Rock that belt that just came out. That big ass belt buckle belt's amazing. He said Space Jams 2 was okay, not better than the first one, but it was funny. Listen, to me, it was 100% like Ready Player One 2.0. I had to tweet out to Uncle Shay today because he said, man, Space Jams 1 was all about Michael Jordan being about Michael Jordan. And Space Jams 2 is about LeBron doing it for his son. I said, did y'all watch the whole first half of this movie, how the movie started? The whole movie started with LeBron, the king. So no, don't stop that. Get that out of there. The movie was great for kids and let the kids enjoy it. And it had funny moments in there for you. If it wasn't for you and it had cheesy, like, see, it had Don Cheeto. Okay, I said this all the time. This has been my one main point I said about
was
this
the
movie.
MVP of that movie.
Listen, if you saw
great.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl and you saw Antonio Banderas, okay, and the people that and any of those kind of movies that Disney and those kind of guys make, it's supposed to be this kind of cheesy, corny, popcorn funny. So if you grade this movie, grow the fuck up. The Drip God, okay, he is the drip. If you know Corey, he is the Drip God. That's for damn sure. Belt Emperor is what he should be called. Raw is going to be interesting tonight. I cannot wait. I want to know if that is true. What you said about if he showed on the KingOfW.com, say that is true about Cena showing up, because I didn't see that. And I'm just curious. And, I got WB right in front of my goddamn face.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it twice on Facebook as I was scrolling.
No, it says right here. John Cena to open up Raw after stunning WWE Money in the Bank return. So maybe it's not. I mean, see, here's my thing. And I know when everything is like it is, like how everybody thought Liv Morgan was going to win. And I said, told you the champ is not there for her. Here it is. Too sweet or suck it, Dice, for the return of one Bill Goldberg.
Are you kidding me right now?
Because I say hashtag the dirt
This
sheets.
is the worst kept secret.
Listen,
This is literally equivalent to Rock beating Stone Cold, and the next night he comes out and he sings and he's got a guitar. He's like, what's next for The Rock? Who's next for The Rock? It's every opponent does it. Lashley just tweeted out, unstoppable. Who's next? Oh, I'll tell you who's next.
So now you don't know where Cena's going, and Cena being the what the hell is he?
Not coming for no fucking Bobby Lashley.
Okay. What the fuck are you doing on Raw? Your fans are there. Okay, I got you. Whatever. That's why I said that.
Cool.
That's why I say.
Cool.
That's why I say. Hold on. That's why I say Big E won't beat the Tribal Chief.
If they're gonna keep, okay, so they have to keep until they can get
God
Goldberg.
damn, that's a hell of a fucking reference. Corey is the king and the conqueror. Yo.
Don't disrespect Thanos like that.
I knew he was going to say something, but there's a point there. King the Conqueror is like
if until WWE can get a definite lock.
Now, bro, you know I don't fuck with Bleacher Reports. They stole my shit and I heard them live before. So that's just me.
If WWE can get a definite lock on Brock Lesnar, I think that we will see it. But until we can definitely get a lock on Brock Lesnar, they're going to continue to give as many opponents as possible until the final premise is no, we can't get Brock. And then they'll take the title off of Lashley. That is what I think. I truly think that's what they're going at. And we only getting Goldberg because they couldn't lock down the money for Brock.
Well, I know that. I was just talking. Listen, Lashley would anybody should listen. I just don't think it's possible either that they just wouldn't put Bobby Lashley in that realm, right? And you can't go Goldberg and Lashley again. I don't think Goldberg's coming back. That and that can be the. I want to say that's the 100% of me saying, please God, fuck no, please. I'm just please, Jesus, Devontae, Christ.
So you think that you're just gonna turn your eye blind to the worst kept rumor in WWE right now?
Yeah,
you think
I've been hearing this shit for like 8 months now. So fuck, it's been wrong for 8 months. Why can't it be wrong for a couple more months?
Try to pay the piper.
Listen, it's going to be Big E versus Lashley. I've already said that. Hugo, welcome to the program. And it's going to be John Cena versus John Cena versus the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. But I'm going to love all of it. I'm going to love all of it. The summer of Cena, I don't give a fuck right now. Summer's
really
dang near over.
Big E is going to cash in that soon? You really
No,
think he's going to cash in that soon?
I don't. I think yes. I think maybe he won't cash in that soon, but he's going to give the illusion I'm going to cash in that soon. It's the New Day. And if they're putting it back together, although they just did this whole bullshit for nothing, right? If they're going to put them back together, have them do it in New Day fashion, right? Have them do it in New Day fashion. And that's why I can see that. And I get how I think somebody said that. I think, I know Mr. Lopez brought it up, but I think King Von Jr. 720 on the Twitter, the star, icon maker, and everything else in between, said that you will have, that's the reason why Bobby Lashley is He-Man. That's why he had on the Skeletor, and put that reference together. But, go figure. Make sure you follow us at everywhere. The Z is Silent podcast at Mike Knoxxx.
Yep.
Everywhere. Urban Sports Scene on Twitter. Fox Sports 1340 AM on Twitter. I'm Papa Review everywhere here on Twitter and everywhere else. I just want to say this as well about last night and about John Cena coming back before we talk about some things that happened the rest of the weekend and tonight on Raw. And before we got it here as well. Having Cena come back against the Tribal Chief makes so much sense, though. You know what I mean? Because this is my yard. Well, he's always been, it's his yard. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Cena raps and those kind of things. And sometimes when Cena says that he's here to be here, he's actually here to be here, right? He's like your full-time part-timer, right? Then he can also throw out there with Cena coming back. If we see everybody come back, we see Becky Lynch versus Charlotte tonight on Raw, right? If we see any other big surprises with that and everything else, start the rumors back up about Disney buying out WWE. Because if Disney buys out the WWE, I thought you wasn't allowed to have like a monopoly on things and entertainment, right? Because if you get that catalog, where would you have a better place to have a Hall of Fame than at Disney? Might take you hours to get in there to see the shit. That's where it's going to be. And let those rumors begin to fly again. So it's going to be really interesting tonight to see what happens. I just don't want to see Goldberg for shit. And it says Goldberg signed signed for 2 matches a year ago. Well, got paid already. They ain't got to use the motherfucker. So just saying. Here you go. It would be refreshing to see Big E on Raw. Hey, how's it refreshing? Listen, I don't want to see Big E back with New Day. That was the whole purpose, wasn't it? And it's okay. It's like, put the Man in Black thing in front of your eyes, and it's okay. That didn't happen. You know what I mean? But then, like, Dice wants to go off of the talking smack scenario, and that's what made talking smack so he can't say those things and not come back. I like The Rock. He's the greatest segments when he interacts with different people, wrestlers. Unfortunately, working with him in any storyline like Rock, Cody, Damian, or The Rock with Becky and King Corbin.
Rock can work with anybody, goddammit.
We can work with me. Come on, Rock. Take the torch from one Samoan and give it to another. How about that? I like that one there.
He doesn't have that power. He does
have that power. Who doesn't have that power? But let me stop. I don't know who you're talking about. Who doesn't have that power?
Cena, you can't
Cena
pass.
has that power.
Try to hear that shit.
What do you mean? We had this talk last week, whether you want to admit it or not. He is the 3rd biggest star in that company's history, if not number 1, dollar-wise. If not number 1. Not in the eyes of you or me, but in that company's eyes, John Cena is there. John Cena and The Rock, Stone Cold, they take it a little bit, but Stone Cold's a little bit older of a soul. He came from other federations. But those two are homegrown talents. Never been, you know what I'm saying? That's their guys. John Cena is, like he said in that thing I couldn't play. You go to our YouTube page after the show, not doing the show, and you see a video before I put before this one that I stole from somebody. It ain't mine. I took it from, Brother Nietzsche. And you heard him say, he's here and on those and all these different kind of things. Cena, I think is good. I think it's good. Rock, I think all of it's good. I think wrestling. We talked about last week about the professional wrestling, right? And then this past weekend happened. Saturday night, to me, if you're not watching Impact, it's okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I watch it all the time either, because that would be a lie, because I don't. All right. But if I find myself on Twitch, I see it, it pops on, I click on it. I also knew Slammiversary was this past weekend. When a chance to go ahead and skim through it. As always, Ultimate X match. That's the staple point of Impact. It's literally one of the greatest matches WWE has never stolen and couldn't steal, because it's that damn good of a match. Petey Williams was back in this thing, guys. Petey Williams is back on this card, okay? Fatal 4 match for the Impact Tag Team Championships. Rich Swann and Willie Mack. A lot of things took place, but right here, I'm not the biggest international wrestling fan. I'm not going to say in front like I am, because I'm not. I'm not a New Japan Pro Wrestling fan. But what I was a fan of before he went to New Japan Pro Wrestling so exclusively was Jay Switchblade White. He, to me, should have been up. He's hopefully paid enough of his dues that he can start to continue to come up. Hopefully, Impact is not where he lands, but AEW is where he goes. Okay, however, this partnership between these three companies, which I thought and I said Omega should lose. I don't even like Sami Callihan. I think Sami Callihan is trash. See my face. I never disrespect any other wrestler, but Sami Callihan, you suck ass. It's his character, y'all. Just joking. But Jay Switchblade White to me is a star, guys. And him coming out, I'm interested in seeing what happens to the rest of Impact. And if you saw Slammiversary, comment below. Let us know what you thought about that. And there's no way, Hugo. Absolutely no way, right? Like, no way.
That's not going to happen.
But that's not going to happen. It's just
really be on the same brand and not.
I don't bet on wrestling. I don't bet on playing video games. I would bet on that. Not they're going to cross paths immediately if they decide to put him on Raw, and that's been the consensus of what's going to happen. So Slammiversary, I thought it was what I went through and what I saw was pretty good. Let me tell you guys who won these matches. The ones that matter most anyway. Who did?
All I care about was Deonna Purrazzo.
Of course you did.
In Hardcore Country, she came there and offered her a spot on the NWA Empower All Women's Pay-Per-View. I'm actually excited to see what somebody other than WWE can do with an all women's pay-per-view, and she's producing the whole thing.
What have I said to you? What I thought the deal was the best part of AEW, and now it could be maybe it was money that AEW gave to Impact Wrestling to pull something like this off. Okay, so I thought they had the best women's division. I mean, you see, they took Monet, and they've been plucking Impact Wrestling girls have been getting plucked like Black Widows. Okay, yeah. So that's that. But I can't stand Kenny Omega either. But he sometimes grows on me. Somebody doesn't know. Cena was capping Crunch Power. Listen, that's all right. I had all those shirts. And The Rock came back, made fun of him. I never wore another one again. It's okay. I wore all the white ones, all the black ones. The champ is here. Can't wear this to work. I think this would be inappropriate to wear to work because, like, the arrow points to my crotch. You know what I mean? It's like, what is it? Even though it's a belt by my crotch, the arrow still points to your crotch. Can't be wearing stuff like that at work. Derek chimes in. Impact is not terrible. There being some New Japan Pro Wrestling AEW stars to peak interest. Don't need Saban going over on Moose, though. No, you don't. Saban's been, yeah, I agree with you, but I'm not a fan of Moose and ring. You know what I mean? I like the guy as a person, but as a competitor, I'm not a big fan of his necessarily. But hey, I hope to see him. I hope to see him shine. That's for sure. I want to see him get over. If people like him, that's good. Sometimes for me, I like to see the guys, do something that make me feel like, all right, this is it. They've actually done this. This is great. And Moose hasn't done that for me yet. He has surprised me sometimes in some matches that he's done. But the Seth Rollins edge just this week in Wrestling Dice is exciting. But before we go, I'm going to talk about this last week real fast. All right. And no, we ain't going to talk about space. Listen, we know who won between the two. We know already who won that match. All right. So we're not going to talk about Space Jams again. Rest in peace to one Bismarcky. Make the music with your mouth, Biz. Childhood memories going before my eyes. Dice, greatest tag team you could choose one. What would it be? You have the Bloodline, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. You got CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin. You got White Jesus, Seth Rollins, and The Game, Triple H. HBK, the showstopper, the main eventer, known as Mr. WrestleMania. But the best in the world, a lot would say, would be AJ Styles tagging up The Fiend and The Undertaker. I think it's unfair to me to answer any of this shit.
Too many heartstrings right now.
Too many. But can how about this? I'm going to give you, from my perspective, one sports entertainer version that I like to see, and one I like to see from wrestling point of view. Come and do that. You want to copy that suit? You go right ahead.
Okay, wrestling wise, I think the greatest wrestlers would be.
Who would you eliminate?
And
Put two matches. Okay, she said AJ and Styles versus who?
I think AJ and Styles are the most technical sounded team.
Okay, who are they going against?
Right over.
But I'm talking about put the matches together. Like, who would you have them go against? Is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, give me AJ. Give me AJ and HBK versus Seth and Triple H.
Oh, that's why.
And then give me Rock and Roman versus Fiend and Taker.
See, I have the exact same damn thing, and I'm not lying. I would go Rock and Roman versus Fiend and Taker, only because I don't know. Because Punk and Austin versus them two. You know, in fact, I'm switching that. I'm going head to the table versus Rock and Stone Cold. And then I'm going White Jesus and Triple H versus
Rock and Roman.
No, versus HBK and
I think
honestly, for me, the Fiend and Undertaker are out of the equation for me. They're off the screen, in my opinion.
Rock and Triple H, and then Roman and Seth, like all history right there.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Yeah, you can pick however you want. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
But
So,
I just think that the characters of
crazy
Fiend
here.
and Taker, would make for some really good television. Like all the supernatural shit that they do, I think it would make for some really good television. Man, listen, she had them Daisy Dukes on, boy. Little booty was popping up, boy. Little booty.
Yeah, I'm taking Rock and Roman as my overall number one. And then number two, I would take, and HBK is my favorite wrestler of all time. I'm taking CM Punk and Austin. And that shocks the hell out of me because I'm thinking about dollars at this point, not what I love the most. And I've never been a Stone Cold fan. Stone Cold is not my guy. Stone Cold has gone against every one of my guys. So Roman and Rock, I think you can lose in that way. Everybody, pretty much a lot of people saying Roman and Rock. Or you saying the same thing a couple times. All right. But you can't lose in that dice. Wait, before we got it here, man. I'm excited about tonight. And it's been a long time to be excited about a Monday Night Raw. So hopefully tonight everything pans out. Tonight everything be good. Check out the other shows here on Unpopular Review. There's a Raw review show immediately following Raw. I will not be a part of that. So if you want to talk to us again, we'll see you next week. All right. Same bet time, same bet channel. Dice, any final words, my brother? Anything you want to say about it?
I mean, as far as the Raw preview, like I said, the worst kept secret in WWE is already getting picked up by multiple websites. So that are not just like, dirt sheet websites. Like they're actually like sports websites that they're picking up this theme. So
come on, that's stupid.
Goldberg.
The best thing coming this week now is going to be before SmackDown on Friday. It'd be me going to see Snake Eyes on Thursday. That's the best thing happening. How about that? Raw just got
I'm
ruined.
excited to see
Raw
what happens with Charlotte.
Yeah, Becky Lynch. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited. I care to see Goldberg. I'm still a Goldberg fan. It doesn't matter. The name Goldberg will always draw money.
Wow.
The name Goldberg will always draw money. I don't give a hot shit.
What?
The name Goldberg will always draw money.
I disagree.
If it ain't about the money.
Here's the thing. You know why they draw money? Because it ain't gonna be from Goldberg. It's because he's gonna be on a card that has money drawn to it. That's how it draws money. Goldberg's not a draw no more, bro. Goldberg's a draw on the Goldbergs as the gym teacher. That's a draw.
Hey,
Goldberg in wrestling is dead, and he should stop. And because he looks bad at it. He's never been great at a microphone thing. What made Goldberg, and for people like my man Marcus Black, who loves him to death, his favorite wrestler of all time, in his prime, for what he told me why he liked him, I cannot disagree with it. He was an unstoppable force. He truly was. Goldberg was the man. Goldberg ain't been the man in 15 years.
All right, before you just shut down my joy, I will kindly tuck my tail between my legs and I will move on to the next thing. Something that I am personally excited about.
Okay.
Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. We get to see what's going to happen with that. I'm so glad that Drew McIntyre is not in the fucking title picture. I'm sick of his goofy ass. I'm tired of that dumbass sword. Like, I'm just sick of it.
And that plastic rock. And that new stage. How you put that plastic rock on the stage?
The what?
You didn't see, he comes with the sword and he sticks it in the ground, right?
Oh,
on the stage.
Yeah.
But this looked like it was a prop off of High School Musical, the musical, season 2. And I watched that. So it looked really corny. Okay. With that being said, guys, we're gonna get out of here, man. Listen, do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God. That's crazy. And know that Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. But the $1 million man always gets his way. $1 million man.
Yeah. It's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it